Bloomberg Audio Studios. Podcasts, radio, news.
The single best idea. Let's be quick about it today. What a joy to have the laureate Richard Thaler out with a new book. You'll hear much more about that. It's not a new book. It's a book from 30, 40 years ago that he's redoing brilliantly on his behavioral economics. And yes, I asked about the Chicago Cubs. I did not ask Dominic Konstam of Cambridge and Oxford about the Chicago Cubs, but lots to talk about with a gentleman from Mizuho. Here, Dominic Konstam on the dynamics of Treasury supply.
Not a lot of people are buying treasuries, let's be honest, and there's a lot of treasury supply out there. And when I say not a lot, it's obviously foreign demand seems to be waning from the traditional sources. Banks are buying more treasuries. There's definitely a whole push to get banks to buy even more through deregulation. But the big treasury owners, believe it or not, are through the basis trades. It's obviously showing up in terms of non-bank financial entities that are buying a lot of treasuries. And in a way, there's nothing necessarily wrong with that because, there's liquidity risk, but there's no sort of duration risk. There might eventually be credit risk, right. But why not have that expanding? If Laurie Logan goes out and gets rid of the funds targets and targets repo, you actually take away a big liquidity concern for the hedge funds that are doing this trade. And in a way, it might be another avenue by which you get a lot of treasuries absorbed in non-traditional areas. And you don't need to rely on the Chinese, for example, or the Japanese to buy our treasuries.
Dominic Konstam, they're on inside baseball for the bond market. Maybe a little bit complex there, but that's the way you roll with Konstam, with all of his work over the decades for global Wall Street. Rohit Goel was with us. He's with Breakout Global. And it was a very good conversation on where we are, the synthesis of economics into fixed income. But I had to ask him late in the conversation about his India and their new capitalism.
I think it's going to be the same old that, look, we have fixed a lot of the historical issues. Now we have a big bad wolf in terms of President Trump, and Modi is the one who is trying to safeguard the interest of Indian farmers and Indian sort of domestic houses. And we got to stay the course if we want to make India great again.
Rohit Goel there on Breakout Global on his India. We say on our Bloomberg podcast, good evening and even good night often to all of you in India and Bangalore and up to Mumbai. Thank you so much for listening on the Pacific Rim as well. We're on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify, on YouTube Podcast. It's single best idea.